Hello orchid lovers, I'm very happy to meet you in this video. Today I will share with you in detail 3 ways to help orchids take root and bloom all year round. Please watch this video of mine. Method 1. Using coffee and oats. Add 1 teaspoon to the bottle with 500 milligrams of boiling water and stir well. Mix coffee with boiling water to extract the beneficial compounds from coffee, making them easily absorbed and used in orchid care. Cover the jar and leave it in a dark, airy place until the coffee cools. Next, you need to prepare oatmeal. Oatmeal provides protein, vitamin B and minerals that help orchids grow well. Add 1 spoon of oatmeal to the jar with 500 ml of boiling water and stir well. Mix oatmeal with boiling water to extract nutrients easily absorbed by orchids, stimulating root growth. After 2 hours, stir the coffee pot well and filter out the residue to collect a clean solution, avoiding residue that can harm orchid roots. Then add 500 ml of filtered water mixed with coffee water to create a dilute solution, helping orchids absorb easily and avoid harming the plant. Method 1. Use a soft cotton ball soaked in coffee water to clean each leaf of the orchid. This helps to clean the orchid leaves of dirt, mold, and insects that live on the leaves. You need to clean both the top and bottom of the orchid leaves. Cleaning the leaves regularly helps keep your orchid lush and shiny. Cleaning orchid leaves helps open the stomata and the orchid will photosynthesize better. Coffee is rich in nitrogen, an important nutrient that helps plants grow healthy, green leaves. Wipe the orchid leaves 1-2 times a month to protect the orchid and help it grow better. Next, pour the cinnamon water into a spray bottle and mist your orchid pot with cinnamon water. Watering orchids with cinnamon water has the same effect as using foliar fertilizer. It provides the plant with nutrients that are easily absorbed through the surface of the orchid leaves. With powerful antioxidant compounds, this coffee water helps orchids increase resistance, providing comprehensive protection from the roots to the stems and leaves, promoting large and beautiful buds and flowers all year round. You should water your orchid regularly, every 2 weeks in this way. Remember to water orchids in the morning to help the leaves dry quickly when the sun rises at noon, reducing the risk of mold and disease. You stir the oatmeal water, then you filter the residue and mix it with the coffee water. Method 2. Water the coffee and oats directly on the roots. Here is my orchid. The roots have turned white. It is best to water directly on their roots. Water this solution directly onto the orchid's roots, as coffee and oats contain many minerals and organic matter, providing essential nutrients for orchid growth. This solution contains very high levels of nitrogen, potassium, and magnesium, which stimulates orchids to bloom earlier and become larger and more beautiful. For orchids to grow well, you should water them once every 1 to 2 weeks. Once a month, I usually soak the orchid pot in this fertilizer solution for about 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes, I took it out of the pot and left it in a place with lots of light sunlight so the orchid could photosynthesize and exchange nutrients well. And here is the result after 3 weeks. Look, many new roots have grown. New roots help the plant absorb water and other essential nutrients. As the new roots develop, it will promote the growth of other parts, such as leaves and flowers of the orchid. The orchid has a healthy root system and many buds. When it blooms, it will show off bright, vibrant, and long-lasting colors. Method 2. Using mayonnaise and lemon. First, you pour water into the spray bottle and spray the orchid. Watering orchids not only provides moisture and sustains life, but also stimulates root growth and supports photosynthesis. At the same time, watering also helps clean dirt and prevent the appearance of pests. You need to prepare a spray bottle with enough pressure to help clean dirt on leaves more easily, increase photosynthesis, and prevent mold. Then use a clean, soft cloth to dry the water on the leaves to help prevent mold and bacteria from growing and reduce the risk of leaf rot. Water that remains on leaves for a long time, especially in leaf axils, easily creates a humid environment, favorable for pathogens to develop. Wait about 30 minutes for the leaves to dry completely. Next, I took a little mayonnaise and poured it on a soft cotton pad, and then applied it evenly on the top of the leaf. No need to wipe the underside, because they have a different structure. Applying mayonnaise to orchid leaves helps clean dirt and creates a natural shine to the leaf surface, making the plant look greener and healthier. The oil layer in mayonnaise also creates a protective film, preventing dust from sticking and hindering the growth of mold and bacteria. Maintaining healthy leaves is important for orchids to bloom more and for longer periods of time. Since photosynthesis takes place in the leaves, they must be in good condition. Therefore, cleaning and nourishing the leaves is very important, and mayonnaise will help you do this. Using mayonnaise helps the leaves to be nourished, shiny, and healthier. Mayonnaise is made from eggs, vinegar, and cooking oil, so it contains a lot of antioxidant amino acids and other nutrients that are good for plants, especially your orchids. After you wipe the leaves with mayonnaise, let the leaves absorb the nutrients for about 30 minutes. Next, take half a lemon and squeeze the juice into a jar with 1 liter of filtered water. Then use a soft cotton pad soaked in this water to wipe the orchid leaves. This will remove all the mayonnaise and dirt from the orchid leaves, allowing them to breathe and photosynthesize better. If you grow many orchid pots, you can put them in a spray bottle to spray on the leaves for productivity. You need to do this once a month. After spraying lemon water on orchids, you will see shiny and healthy leaves. This is really helpful when the orchid starts to dry out and fall off. It will help the orchid revive immediately. You can use the remaining lemon juice to water the orchid roots. Lemon juice contains citric acid, which helps adjust the pH of the soil, creating a favorable environment for the orchid to grow better. You should also maintain this once a month, and the orchid will grow stronger than you think. Look at this. This is the result. The leaves are always green and shiny, looking very sturdy and healthy. When orchid leaves photosynthesize well, it will create better conditions for the orchid's metabolism. Method 3. Using rice and ginger powder. Here is my cattleya pot with 6 old stunted branches. I will guide you to help them reproduce quickly and bloom continuously. First, you need to cut off all the roots of the damaged orchid. Removing damaged roots helps prevent the spread of fungal diseases and protects healthy roots. It also stimulates new root growth, increasing the plant's ability to absorb nutrients. I clamp the orchid with a fixed bar to avoid shaking, protect the young roots, and help the plant cling firmly to the substrate, growing better. Next, use scissors to separate each orchid branch. This helps the orchid grow many new branches. Leave the orchid pot in a cool place for 1 week and do not water it to let the cut heal itself. After 1 week, take 5 spoons of rice and put them in a jar with 2 liters of warm water and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Soak for 30 minutes. Soaking rice and turmeric starch creates nutritious water, providing vitamins, minerals, and natural antibacterials, helping orchid roots stay healthy and preventing fungal diseases. After 30 minutes, stir the rice and turmeric powder well, and then filter out the residue, taking only the liquid from the solution. Then you use this rice water and turmeric powder to water the orchid roots. Rice water has some nutrients that are good for orchids, such as nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, like a natural fertilizer that provides nutrients for plants. You can soak the orchid pot in this water for 20 minutes, which helps provide nutrients for the roots and fight bacteria and fungi, thereby helping the plant grow healthily. Next, use a soft cotton ball soaked in rice water and turmeric powder to wipe both sides of the orchid leaves. Turmeric starch contains antioxidants and has antibacterial effects, helping to eliminate fungi, bacteria, and insects that are harmful to orchids. Besides, cleaning orchid leaves helps the plant photosynthesize more effectively, promoting the plant to grow in the best way. You should water and wipe orchid leaves with rice water and turmeric powder 2-3 times a month. After 2 weeks, the orchid roots have started to sprout. Isn't that wonderful? To help the orchid grow well, I continue to water the orchid pot with rice water and turmeric powder. Note that you only need to fertilize with rice water and turmeric powder 2-3 times a month, and every day you just need to water normally to keep the orchid moist. This is the result after 2 months of caring for my old orchid pot. Look, after 2 months, the orchid buds have grown very healthy. They grow densely at the base of the orchid plant. Normally, if I don't use rice water and turmeric powder, the orchid will only grow 1-2 buds. From the old barren orchids, I have taken care of them to reproduce continuously and healthily. Now plant them in large pots so they can grow even stronger. I use crushed pine wood to grow orchids, which helps create a well-ventilated, well-drained, moisture-relating substrate while providing natural nutrients to help orchids grow healthily. After planting the orchids in large pots, I continued to water them with rice water and turmeric powder to help them grow better. Look at this. 1 year later, they have grown very well. I have a giant orchid pot, lots of plants and leaves growing green. Keep taking care of them with all your heart to enjoy the wonderful results beyond your expectations. So in this video, I have shared with you 3 ways to help orchids take root and bloom all year round. Just follow the methods I instruct and you will surely succeed. Wishing you good health and enjoy wonderful moments with your beautiful orchid pots. To watch the next useful videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for supporting my channel. Goodbye and see you again. Hello everyone, nice to meet you in this video. You are an orchid lover. You are looking for a way to propagate them but do not know how. Or maybe you have propagated orchids but failed. In this video, I will guide you through 5 extremely simple, easy to do and highly effective ways to propagate orchids. Please watch the entire video. Method 1. Using ginger. In my hand is a withered orchid branch. I will propagate on this orchid branch. And now I will share with you how to propagate from any orchid species. First, we cut off the blooming points. Just keep these 3 segments so the orchid can sprout. Then you cover the cut with melted candle wax to protect the orchid from rotting. Peel off the protective membrane of the orchid shoot to stimulate the shoot to grow stronger and faster. To propagate orchids, you need to prepare 1 branch of fresh ginger, then chop them. Ginger contains compounds such as gingerol and sugarol that can prevent the growth of harmful bacteria and fungi, help protect orchid seedlings from infection, and increase survival rates when propagating. After chopping the ginger, put it in a jar with 500 milligrams of boiling water and wait for 1 day, so that the ginger can extract antibacterial and antifungal compounds, creating an effective germ protection solution. Filter out the ginger residue to obtain a clear solution, making it easy to absorb and not causing blockage when used. You put the orchid branch in the vase and pour in the filtered ginger solution for about 30 minutes. To propagate orchids, you also need to prepare moss. Soak the moss in ginger water for 30 minutes. This will help disinfect, fight fungus, keep moss clean and safe for orchid propagation, and reduce the risk of infection for orchid buds. After soaking the moss for 30 minutes, use your hands to squeeze the ginger juice. I use recycled plastic boxes as small greenhouses, which helps the orchid propagation process go faster. Note that you need to make vent holes in the plastic box so that the orchid has ventilation space, avoids waterlogging, and creates conditions for orchid growth while helping to maintain stable humidity. You put moss in a plastic box and spread it evenly. Then put the orchid branch in a miniature greenhouse and spray it with moisture once a week. Close the lid of the box and place the orchid propagation box in a cool place away from direct sunlight. And here is the result after 21 days. Look, it has sprouted. Isn't it amazing, guys? You continue to spray mist to keep moist and keep in a bright place. Avoid direct sunlight. After 10 days, the orchid has grown roots. The sprouts are also taller and green and full of life. Please continue to mist to keep the orchid moist to help it grow stronger. Wow, the result after the next 2 weeks, the orchid grew so fast, with many roots too. From a dry orchid branch, I took care of it to propagate like this. Amazing, isn't it? And now I plant it in a pot to let the orchid adapt and grow in the outside environment. I plant orchid cuttings with pine bark to create an airy environment, help the plant develop roots easily and provide stable humidity for the orchid. Remember to plant the base higher than the pot so the orchid does not get root rot. Finally, cover the top layer of moss and remember to water to keep the orchid moist. Method 2. Using vitamin bone. These are dendrobium orchids, and I will be propagating them from an old cutting. This old branch cannot develop into a seedling on its own, but will serve as a source for effective propagation. You cover the cut of the orchid branch with a layer of toothpaste, which helps prevent bacteria from entering, protecting the cut from infection and drying out. Next, pour 500 milligrams of room temperature water into the basin and add 2 vitamin bone tablets. Stir well until the vitamins are completely dissolved in the water. Vitamin bone helps stimulate orchid root growth while increasing nutrient absorption to help orchids grow healthily. Soak orchid branches in the pot for 30 minutes to help stimulate root growth and new shoots. Next, you need to prepare a round piece of foam and clamps to propagate orchids. Use a glue gun to attach these clips around the foam to clamp the orchid branches into a circle. After attaching the pretty clips around the foam, you proceed to clip the old orchid branch to the foam. Clamping orchid branches into foam helps keep the branches stable, creates a good moist environment for root development, and increases the success rate of propagation. Fill the pot with water mixed with vitamin bone, then put the sponge with the orchid branch in the pot. Clamping the foam like this helps the orchid branch always float on the water surface, ensuring that the branch is not submerged, creating conditions for the roots to develop in a moist environment without rotting. And this is the result after 1 month of my orchid breeding. Look, the orchid branch has taken root and sprouted. Isn't that wonderful? I continue to put the orchid cuttings in the pot to let them grow stronger. After another month, it was really surprising, right? The roots grew a lot and became longer, and the sprout developed into a tall tree. You see? Just a few simple steps like that, and you have successfully propagated orchids from old branches. This way, you can propagate any other orchid species yourself. Just follow the steps I have given and you will be guaranteed success. To grow orchids, remove the clamp and lift the orchids out of the foam. Then cut each seedling and plant them in a pot so that the orchids can grow in the outside environment. Method 3. Using aloe vera and ginger. This is a pot of orchids that has bloomed and only has one last flower left. Even if the flowers have fallen, it is still possible to propagate from unopened flower stalks. I will cut off the flower stalk that has bloomed, helping to concentrate nutrients on the unbloomed flower stalk, stimulating the growth of new buds. It was important to make sure the cut wasn't crushed, so I used a sharp razor blade to smooth out the cut. Peel off the protective layer of the young shoot to make it easier for the sprout to grow. To propagate orchids, I need 1 aloe vera leaf, then cut it into small pieces. Aloe vera helps stimulate roots and fight disease in orchids due to its antibacterial properties. It also provides moisture and nutrients, helping orchids grow healthily. Inserting aloe vera into orchid branches helps them recover quickly, prevents infection, promotes root growth, and provides nutrients for orchids. Next, use another aloe vera leaf and chop it up. You add 30 grams of fresh ginger and also chop it. After chopping the aloe vera and ginger, put them in a blender with 300 milligrams of water and blend them. Filter out the aloe vera and ginger residue, taking only the clear solution. Add water to get 1 liter of aloe vera and ginger solution. Next, water the orchid roots with aloe vera and ginger to provide nutrients, stimulate root growth, and help the plant increase its resistance. Aloe vera is rich in vitamins and minerals, while ginger has anti-inflammatory properties, helping the plant fight disease. Soak orchid pot in solution for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, remove the aloe vera from the orchid branch and use cotton to dry them. Then, apply toothpaste to the cut and wait for the toothpaste to dry to disinfect the orchid wound. After the toothpaste has dried, use aloe vera and ginger solution to spray the orchid once a week. Here is the result after 1 month the orchid branch has sprouted. To help the sprouts grow strongly and take root, I continue to spray aloe vera and ginger solution once a week. Let's wait and see the results in the next 2 months. Wow, this seedling has grown strong and has long roots. Isn't it amazing, guys? Now you can cut this orchid branch and plant it in a pot for better growth. Method 4. Using garlic and cinnamon powder. This is my Cattleya orchid. It has grown very well. This is an old orchid branch that will not grow seedlings if not separated from the pot. I will cut it out of the pot to propagate. You see, this is the sleeping bud at the base of the orchid branch. I will wake it up. I use a sharp knife to recut the cuts so they don't get crushed, helping the plant recover quickly. I then sprinkle cinnamon powder on the cut to prevent mold or bacteria from entering, and to promote healing. I used 1 clove of garlic and cut it in half, and then applied the garlic juice to the dormant orchid sprouts, stimulating the sprouts to wake up and grow quickly. Next, I use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder in a pot with 500 ml of boiling water. Then stir them well and wait for them to cool before using. When the cinnamon powder water has cooled, it is necessary to filter out the residue. Filter out the residue in the cinnamon powder water to avoid residue sticking to the roots and leaves, hindering the absorption of water and nutrients, and limiting the growth of mold and bacteria. I soak the moss in cinnamon water for 30 minutes to help disinfect, kill bacteria and mold that may be present in the moss, and also increase the plant's ability to absorb nutrients. After soaking for 30 minutes, I took out the moss and squeezed out the water. I use a glass jar to propagate orchids. Put moss in the glass jar, and then put the old orchid cuttings in the jar. Use plastic wrap to cover the orchid propagation jar. Note that you need to punch a few vent holes to help maintain air circulation, prevent condensation, and provide oxygen for the orchid to grow well. Then you need to leave the jar in a cool place . After a week of propagation, you need to water the orchid every 5 days to ensure enough moisture, help the plant grow healthily, and stimulate new roots. And now let me see the results after 2 months of orchid breeding. Look, the orchid has revived, sprouted and taken root. Isn't that wonderful? I continue to put the orchid branch in the vase for the orchid to grow better. After 2 weeks, you see this little orchid has grown very healthy and the roots have grown out. After only 2 months from the old orchid branch, I propagated it into a healthy small orchid plant. Now I plant the orchids in pots so they can grow in the outside environment. After planting orchids, water the plant with aloe vera to help it absorb nutrients from the aloe vera and maintain moisture for better growth. Method 5. Using bananas to propagate orchids. This is my orchid pot. After it blooms, I will cut a branch with buds to propagate. I use 1 clove of garlic and cut it in half, then apply garlic juice on the cut. This helps to disinfect the orchid and prevent it from rotting due to fungus. After the cut has dried, I cover the cut with melted candle wax to prevent the orchid from losing water and also prevent fungi from entering through the cut and causing the orchid branch to rot. Next, I take 1 small banana and put it in the blender with 1 liter of water, and then puree the banana. Filter out the banana residue and take only the clear water. Then soak the orchid branches in banana water for about 20 minutes, helping to provide natural nutrients, stimulating the roots to grow faster. Put 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder in a jar with 1 liter of boiling water and cover. Then wait for it to cool. After the water has cooled, filter out the cinnamon residue and soak the moss in cinnamon water for 20 minutes to help kill bacteria and mold. After 20 minutes, remove the moss and squeeze out the water to prepare for the next step. To better propagate orchids, I used a plastic bottle to create a miniature greenhouse. Note: the plastic bottle needs to be perforated to help drain water, avoid waterlogging, and create ventilation, helping orchids grow better. I cut the plastic bottle in half for easy propagation. I have prepared the pebbles, and now I will spread a layer of them on the bottom of the plastic box. pebbles help drain water well, retain moisture, and create ventilation for orchid roots to grow healthily. I will then spread a layer of moss over the pebbles and place the orchid cuttings in the miniature greenhouse. Then, need to water the orchid to have enough moisture to grow. You need to put the orchid in a cool place to wait for it to germinate. And here is the result after 2 weeks. Wow, the orchid has sprouted. Isn't that amazing? Continue placing the orchid in the miniature greenhouse and mist regularly to keep it moist. After 1 month, look at this. The orchid sprout has grown leaves and roots. It's amazing, guys. For better orchid growth, add organic fish fertilizer. Be sure to fertilize away from the orchid roots. This helps protect the young roots and provides nutrients slowly, supporting healthy orchid growth. Then you continue to spray mist to keep the orchid moist. Look, after 2 months, the small sprout has grown into a tall, healthy orchid. The roots and leaves are growing very well. Now you can plant the orchid in a larger pot to let it grow in the outside environment. So in this video, I have guided you through 5 ways to propagate orchids that are extremely simple, easy to do, and highly effective. Good luck! To watch the next videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your interest and follow-up. Goodbye and see you again. Hello everyone! You are an orchid lover and want them to always be lush, take root quickly, and bloom continuously. In this video, I will share 3 simple but extremely effective methods to help orchids grow healthy and bloom all year round. Please watch the whole video. Method 1. Using bread, bananas, eggshells, beer. First, you need to prepare a bread and tear it into small pieces to make fertilizer for the orchid pot. Bread contains carbon, an essential ingredient that helps stimulate the growth of beneficial bacteria in orchid-growing media. These bacteria decompose organic matter, creating very good conditions for orchid roots to grow. Bread, especially whole grain bread, is rich in vitamins and minerals such as B vitamins, iron, and potassium, which help nourish orchids. After tearing the bread into small pieces, pour it into a glass jar. Next, you need to prepare 2 ripe bananas to use as fertilizer for orchids. Peel and remove the core, then chop the banana peel. Banana peels are rich in potassium, an essential mineral that helps boost a plant's disease resistance and promotes beautiful, long-lasting blooms. In addition, banana peels also stimulate beneficial microorganisms, improving the porosity and moisture of the substrate. After chopping the banana peel, put it in a glass jar with the bread. You need to prepare 5 more sun-dried eggshells, then crush the eggshells into small pieces and put them in the jar. Eggshells contain a rich amount of calcium, of which about 90% is calcium carbonate. Eggshells provide calcium to help orchids develop strong roots, prevent root rot, and balance the pH of the growing medium. Next, you need to prepare a can of beer to help ferment the solution faster. You put 100 milligrams of beer in the jar with bread, banana peel, eggshell. Next, add 1 liter of filtered water to the jar, close the lid tightly, and leave in a cool place for 3 weeks to create a very good fertilizer for orchids. The fermentation process produces beneficial microorganisms that break down organic matter into easily absorbed nutrients. This fertilizer provides potassium, calcium, and phosphorus, helping roots grow strong and plants bloom beautifully and for a long time. Three weeks later, I had a nutrient-rich organic fertilizer solution made from bread, banana peels, and eggshells. Stir the solution well. The solution has a light aroma of fermented bananas. If you smell an unpleasant odor, you should not use it because it may be due to bacteria or mold growth, which is harmful to the orchid. Take about 50 ml of this solution and mix it with 1 liter of filtered water to take care of the orchid. This is my orchid pot. It just finished blooming. Caring for orchids after flowering is very important for the plant to recover and continue to bloom the next season. And now let me take care of this orchid pot. Step 1. Use a soft cotton ball soaked in this water to wipe both sides of the orchid leaves. This will help remove dirt and mineral salts that remain on the leaves. It also helps to increase resistance, prevent pests, and improve the photosynthetic ability of plants. In addition, this solution provides nutrients such as calcium, potassium, and phosphorus, stimulating the growth of leaves and flowers. Step 2. Put this solution in a spray bottle to spray the entire orchid plant. This not only helps the leaves stay healthy, but the nutrients are also absorbed through the stem, helping the plant grow better. Step 3. Water this solution into the orchid pot. Water the orchid pot with a solution of bread, banana peels, and eggshells to provide essential nutrients for the plant's roots, helping the orchid recover and grow quickly. Step 4. After you spray water on the orchid, you need to wipe off the liquid fertilizer on the leaves. If this solution remains on the leaves for too long, especially in humid environments, it can cause problems such as leaf rot, mold, or leaf burn due to the nutrient concentration being too high. Note: you should water this solution for orchids in the morning. When the sun rises, the orchids will photosynthesize effectively, helping the plant metabolize better. After wiping the leaves, place the orchid pot in a bright place, away from direct sunlight to prevent leaf burn and wilting. This is the result after 2 months of taking care of the orchid pot. Look, the plant has 2 more branches and roots growing. It shows the strong growth and vitality of the orchid. The orchid leaves also become much greener and shinier than before. Look at these old orchid branches that are continuing to grow and sprout new buds. Isn't that great? Continue to take care of your orchid pot with all your heart, promising to bring the most beautiful flowers in the near future. Method 2. Using beetroot and banana. This is my orchid. It has finished blooming. After flowering, the plant often weakens because it has devoted all its nutrients to the blooming process. If you know how to take good care of the plant, it can still grow strongly and bloom regularly. And now I will share with you how to take care of them. First, you need to cut off old orchid branches, helping the plant focus nutrients on growing new branches and flowering better. You also need to remove any damaged leaves, which helps prevent the spread of fungi and pests, as well as other pathogens that can harm your orchid. Remove all damaged orchid roots to prevent fungal diseases and help the orchid absorb nutrients better. The next step I made was to fertilize the orchid to encourage it to grow stronger. You need to prepare 1 red beetroot and cut it into slices like this and chop them. Beetroot provides potassium, iron and magnesium, helping orchids develop strong roots and lush green leaves. The betanin pigment in beetroot stimulates bright, long-lasting flowers. Beetroot solution also nourishes beneficial microorganisms, improving the growing medium for orchids. Beetroot juice can be diluted for watering or composted as organic fertilizer for orchids, creating favorable conditions for healthy root growth. Next, take 1 banana and slice it thinly to make organic fertilizer for orchid care. Bananas are rich in potassium, which is essential for the growth of orchids, especially during flowering. After chopping the beets and bananas, put them in a jar with 500 bananas of warm water. Then close the jar tightly and leave it in a cool place. After 3 weeks, it will create a fermented organic fertilizer that is very good for orchids. After 3 weeks, I have obtained natural fermented fertilizer product from beetroot and banana. The product has the aroma of ripe bananas, and you take 50 ml of beetroot and banana solution and pour it into a large jar with 2 liters of water. Then stir well. After mixing the solution, you can use this water to water the base of the orchid. This is a liquid fertilizer made from beetroot and banana, rich in vitamins, minerals, and trace elements, providing a rich source of nutrition for orchids. Liquid fertilizer from beetroot and banana helps stimulate orchid root growth, enhancing the plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients. Soak orchids in beetroot and banana liquid fertilizer for about 20 minutes to help the roots absorb maximum nutrients, stimulate healthy roots, and increase water absorption. Next, use a soft cotton ball soaked in this solution to clean both sides of the orchid leaves. Cleaning orchid leaves will help the plant photosynthesize more effectively, promote growth, and bloom more often. This solution directly provides vitamins and minerals to the leaves to help plants grow better. Wiping orchid leaves with a beetroot and banana solution helps stimulate the growth of beneficial microorganisms, thereby improving the overall health of the plant. Cleaning leaves helps prevent the appearance of pests and mold, protecting the health of the plant. After wiping the orchid leaves, I put this solution in a spray bottle to spray water over the entire orchid plant. Spraying water over the entire orchid will clean the leaf surface, creating conditions for more effective photosynthesis. Liquid fertilizer quickly provides vitamins and minerals necessary for plant growth. After you have soaked the orchid pot in the solution for about 20 minutes, take the orchid pot out. To reduce the risk of mold and bacteria growth, after watering your orchids, wipe off excess water from the leaves. Dried orchid leaves help improve gas exchange, supporting the respiration of both roots and leaves. You should care for your orchid according to my instructions about 1-2 times a month to maintain healthy growth for the plant. After wiping the orchid leaves, you need to place the orchid pot in a place with enough light for better photosynthesis and metabolism. Let's see the results after 2 months of taking care of my orchid. Look, the orchid has grown 2 big branches and roots are also growing at the base of the tree. Isn't it amazing? Healthy roots help plants absorb water and minerals more efficiently, supporting comprehensive growth from leaves to flowers. Method 3. Using baking soda and okra. First, add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to a cup with 1 liter of water to create an orchid care solution. Method 1. To clean orchid leaves, use a soft cotton ball soaked in baking soda solution to clean the top and bottom of the leaves. Wiping orchid leaves with baking soda water has the effect of killing fungus and increasing the plant's resistance. Baking soda helps prevent some common diseases in orchids, such as powdery mildew. In addition, baking soda also helps clean leaves, improve photosynthesis, and support healthy plant growth. Besides, baking soda can adjust the pH of water, creating an environment for orchids to grow. You should apply this method 1 to 2 times a month to keep orchid leaves green and shiny. Method 2. You use 2 okra. Put okra in blender with 300 milliliters water and blend until smooth. Okra contains many natural vitamins and minerals that help provide nutrients for healthy orchid growth, increase resistance, and stimulate root growth. The nutrients in okra support photosynthesis and better orchid growth. After grinding the okra, filter out the residue, taking only the clear liquid, which helps avoid root clogging and ensures that the irrigation water can easily penetrate the growing medium. You mix okra water with 1 liter of water, then you mix baking soda solution with okra water solution. You stir the solution well, and you have a very good liquid fertilizer for orchids. Now use this water to water your orchid pot. Okra contains many vitamins, minerals, and natural growth hormones that help provide energy for plants to grow better. Baking soda has antibacterial and antifungal properties that help prevent plant diseases. Baking soda can help adjust the pH of the environment, creating better conditions for plant nutrient absorption. Okra solution provides moisture to the plant, helping it stay green and full of life. You can combine both of these methods to take advantage of the nutrients of okra and the protective properties of baking soda, creating favorable conditions for orchids to grow in the best way. Soak the orchid pot in a solution of baking soda and okra water for about 20 minutes to help the orchid absorb nutrients better and maintain moisture. If you have many orchid pots, you can choose to spray with a spray bottle for better productivity. Spray the entire orchid plant with this liquid fertilizer solution, spraying both the top and bottom of the leaves to wash away dirt, insects, and fungi hiding on the leaves. Using baking soda helps clean the remaining industrial garden salt on the leaves when purchased, helping the plant stay green and shiny. You should do this 1 to 2 times a month to supplement nutrients for healthy orchid growth. After 20 minutes of soaking the orchid pot in liquid fertilizer solution, take it out and place the orchid in a place with lots of scattered light for photosynthesis. Meticulous care and proper application of methods will help orchids grow healthier, thereby increasing the ability to bloom with larger and more beautiful flowers. The combination of baking soda and okra not only provides nutrition but also protects orchids from disease, creating a favorable environment for orchids to grow best. Each leaf, each flower bud is a testament to the effort and heart you put into them, the crystallization of love and constant meticulous care. Each blooming orchid is a worthy reward for your sacrifices and dedication to the orchid pots. So in this video, I have shared with you 3 methods to help orchids take root and bloom all year round. In this video, I shared with you 3 methods to help orchids take root and bloom all year round. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to watch the next videos. Thank you for supporting my channel. Goodbye and see you again. Hello everyone, nice to see you again in today's video. If you are an orchid lover and want to propagate them but don't know how, then this is the video for you. I will share 3 simple, easy to do, and highly effective orchid propagation methods. Please watch my entire video. Method 1. Using garlic and rice. This is my orchid pot. It just finished blooming. This is the right time to propagate orchid. I cut off a branch of orchid and selected the parts with small buds to propagate them. Choose the freshest orchid branches, because when the orchid branches are fresh, there will be a lot of sap inside, helping the propagation to be more effective. I selected and cut 2 sections of orchid branches with small buds for propagation. After cutting, I covered the cuts with cinnamon powder, then waited 1 day for the cuts to dry completely. This helps to sterilize and prevent rot in the propagated orchid cuttings. You should also sprinkle cinnamon powder on the cut at the base of the tree to help stop the rot. Next, take 1 clove of garlic and cut it into thin slices. Then, put it in a jar with 600 ml of water. Add 3 tablespoons of rice to the jar and wait 30 minutes for the nutrients to completely dissolve in the water. You need to filter out the residue of the rice water and garlic, taking only the clear water. Then you soak the orchid branches in the rice and garlic solution for about 20 minutes to help stimulate the orchid branches to germinate faster. I used floral foam and a fixing bar to prepare for orchid propagation. After 20 minutes, take the orchid out of the solution, then clamp the orchid branch to the fixed bar on the foam piece. You put the foam piece with the orchid branch in a plastic box. Then pour water up to 2/3 of the floral foam piece, helping the orchid retain moisture and grow better. Cover it, place it in a cool place, and change the water weekly. And let me see the results after 3 weeks of orchid care and propagation. Look, the orchid branches have sprouted very healthily. Isn't that wonderful? I continue to put it in the box and leave it in a cool place with enough light for the orchid to grow best. After the next 2 months, wow, it was amazing. The little sprout had grown into a strong orchid with many roots. A healthy root system will help the orchid absorb water and nutrients, creating the best conditions for the orchid branches to grow quickly. With this method, you can completely propagate orchids at home. Very simple and effective. And now let's plant orchids in pots so they can grow and adapt to the outside environment. I use the fixed bar to grow orchids, helping to fix the orchids and create the best conditions for the roots to grow. Method 2, using amoxicillin and ginger. This is my orchid pot. It has bloomed and is about to die. I will cut this branch to propagate. I will cut off the blooming parts, taking only the sprouted parts for propagation. Use a sharp razor blade to cut off the damaged part of the cutting, helping the wound heal quickly, creating conditions for the plant to germinate and root better. I prepared one amoxicillin tablet, broke it in half, and poured the powder onto a spoon. Cover the cut orchid branch with amoxicillin powder to help the wound heal faster. During the cutting process, the cut is often a gateway for bacteria to enter. Using amoxicillin helps prevent infection, creating favorable conditions for the plant to grow new roots. Next, you pour 500 milliliters of room temperature water into the bottle. Then you mix amoxicillin with water. Use a spoon to stir until the amoxicillin powder is completely dissolved in water. I prepared aquaponic plastic beads and poured them into the jar and soaked them in amoxicillin water for about 30 minutes. This helped kill fungus and bacteria very well. I use plastic containers to recycle into orchid propagating tools. You need to punch holes in the bottom of the box. This will help with ventilation, drainage, prevent root rot, and limit the growth of fungi. To propagate orchids effectively, you need to remove the membrane covering the germ. This will help the orchid germinate more easily and grow stronger. Next, you need to prepare one fresh ginger branch and cut into small pieces. You use a tool to squeeze out pure ginger juice. Dip cotton in ginger water, then apply it to the orchid shoot and incubate for 5 minutes. Ginger has antibacterial and antifungal properties which help protect orchid shoots from bacteria and fungi that may invade during the cutting process. This will stimulate germination and emergence faster. After soaking the aquaponic plastic beads in amoxicillin water for about 30 minutes, pour them out and put them in a box. I placed the orchid cuttings on plastic beads and sprayed them with water every other day. Aquaponic plastic beads create a breathable and stable moisture-retaining environment, helping orchid roots grow healthily. Cover the orchid box and place it in a cool, well-lit place to help the plant grow well. And now let me see the results 1 month after taking care of the orchid branch. Wow, look! The orchid has sprouted. Isn't it amazing? To help the orchid grow stronger, I continue to spray moisture every 2 days. The next 10 days, the orchid has grown stronger. It has taken root. I continue to take care of it so that it spreads more roots and grows better. And here is the result of the next 2 months. The orchid has grown very healthy. It has grown 4 roots and the plant is also much taller. It proves my careful care, huh? Right, guys? The roots develop very well, helping the plant absorb nutrients and water effectively. It also helps the plant resist disease well and creates a foundation for long-term growth. Now, I will plant the orchid in a pot to adapt to the outside environment. I use moss for growing orchids because it helps retain moisture well and creates an ideal environment for orchid roots to grow. Water regularly to keep the orchid moist, helping the plant grow healthily. Method 3. Using potatoes and cinnamon powder. This is my Phalaenopsis orchid. It just finished blooming. Even the branches have some damaged parts. I will cut off the damaged part and take the fresh part to propagate the orchid. These are the dormant buds that should be retained for propagation, as they have the potential to develop into new shoots. And this is where the orchid has bloomed. You should cut it off to help the plant focus nutrients on growing new shoots. Use a sharp razor blade to cut each section with dormant buds. Cut firmly and smoothly to avoid bruising the cut. This helps the orchid heal wounds quickly, reduces the risk of disease, and promotes the growth of new shoots. This is a potato, and I peeled it into thin slices for the orchid propagation step. Potatoes contain many nutrients necessary for the growth of orchids. Potatoes contain starch, vitamin C, B6, and minerals that help provide energy, stimulate rooting, and shoot growth for orchids. I will use potato peels as organic fertilizer for orchid. I put the potato peels in a jar with 1 liter of hot water, then let it sit until the water cools. The next step is to peel off the protective layer of the dormant sprout. This will help the sprout grow faster. Once you have removed all the dormant patches, use potato slices to apply to the dormant buds, which will help stimulate the growth of the buds, promote rooting, and protect the buds from the risk of infection. I use toothpaste to cover the cut of the orchid branch. This helps disinfect cuts, preventing bacteria and fungi from entering, thanks to the antibacterial ingredients found in toothpaste. The toothpaste also forms a protective film, reducing rotting and helping the cut heal faster. Next, wrap the sleeping sprouts in hot potato slices. This helps to moisturize and awaken the sleeping sprouts. Wrap the sprouts in potato slices like this for about 6 hours, so that the nutrients from the potatoes can penetrate inside. When this is cinnamon powder, I take 1 spoon and put it in a jar with 1 liter of hot water and cover it and wait until the water cools. After the water cools, filter out the cinnamon powder residue to obtain a pure solution. To propagate orchids, I prepared aquaponic soil and plastic beads. I soaked them in cinnamon powder water for 30 minutes. This helps to disinfect, prevent bacteria and fungi, creating a clean environment for orchid growth. Next, I also soak the moss in cinnamon solution for 30 minutes, which helps disinfect, and remove bacteria and fungi, creating the best conditions for orchid roots to grow. After 30 minutes, remove the clay, aquaponic beads, and moss from the cinnamon solution. To grow orchids, I use plastic boxes and recycle them into miniature greenhouses. Put the clay and aquaponic plastic beads into the miniature greenhouse, then spread a layer of moss on top to prepare for orchid propagation. Remove the potato layer and place each orchid cutting in the miniature greenhouse. Then spray water every 3 days. Cover and place in a cool, airy place to create favorable conditions for orchid sprouts to grow. After the potato water has cooled, I strain out the residue. Watering orchids with this liquid fertilizer 1 to 2 times a month will help them grow very well. This helps provide nutrients, stimulate root and shoot growth, and enhance orchid resistance. After 3 weeks, look at this. The sleeping buds have awakened. Isn't that great? I continue to spray water to keep the orchid moist so it can grow better. One month later, look at this, it has grown leaves. They are growing very well. Continue to spray water to keep moist and leave in a cool place for the sprouts to grow. See the results after 2 more months of orchid care. Wow, look at this. The orchid has grown very fast. The leaves and roots are very long. From the dormant buds, I took good care of them, and the results are worth it. Right, guys? With this simple propagation method, you can completely do it yourself at home and achieve results beyond expectations. Now let's plant the orchid branches in pots to help them adapt to the outside environment and grow stronger. So in this video, I have shared with you 3 simple, easy to do and highly effective orchid propagation methods. I hope this information will help you take better care of and grow your orchid garden. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss out on future helpful videos. Thank you for watching.